When something is important enough, you do it even if the odds are not in your favor. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. Failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. The first step is to establish that something is possible. Then probability will occur. The path to the CEO's office should not be through the CFO's office, and it should not be through the marketing department. It needs to be through engineering and design. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is a disaster. Great companies are built on great products. I take the position that I'm always to some degree wrong, and the aspiration is to be less wrong. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. Really pay attention to negative feedback and solicit it, particularly from friends. Hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful. If you're trying to create a company, it's like baking a cake. You have to have all the ingredients in the right proportion. If you want to grow a giant redwood, you need to make sure the seeds are okay, nurture the sapling, and work out what might potentially stop it from growing all the way along. It's very important to like the people you work with, otherwise life and your job is going to be quite miserable. Optimism, pessimism, C cake that, we're going to make it happen. The idea of lying on a beach as my main thing for how I spend my time sounds like the worst. It sounds horrible to me. I would go bonkers. I would have to be on serious drugs. I'd be super duper bored. I like high intensity. The only thing that makes sense is to strive for greater collective enlightenment. I think that's the single best piece of advice. Constantly think about how you could be doing things better and questioning yourself. I say something and then it usually happens. Maybe not on schedule, but it usually happens. I think it's very important to have a feedback loop where you're constantly thinking about what you've done and how you could be doing it better.